Okay, everybody, this is Sheets, and I'm going to be going over race two of the four-race NASCAR um, extravaganza for this weekend. Yesterday, the first Infinity race went pretty much according to plan. I didn't, none of my lineups really clicked as well as I thought they could have, but we were right on top of the right drivers, and hopefully we will continue on giving you at least my thoughts on how I'm approaching this, and hopefully you guys can profit off of it, or at the very least, again, just kind of see how I go about doing it. So it's interesting the way it worked out yesterday. For today, it's pretty much the same group of drivers racing, except the way they determined the starting position was they took the top 15 finishers and then inverted them. So if you finished first, then now you start 15th, and if you finish 15th, you start first, and then everybody 16th and below kind of drop off. Well, they don't drop off. I mean, they go in the order and they finished. Some interesting things happened. Some guys got hurt. Some cars wrecked. Some drivers have to go into backup cars. And if you go into a backup car, you go all the way to the back, which on the one hand is not good for them, but it's good for us because it allows us to get good place differential possibilities. Unfortunately, or unfortunately, I mean, there are some really, really obvious plays that came out of result of yesterday's activity, and it's going to be up to you how much you want to fade them. I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to be doing, and that's pretty much it. So first of all, as far as construction is what I'm doing, as far as what I'm entering, I'm doing the same thing. I'm entering that single entry thing for 180. And then I'm doing how many? I think 20 entries or so in the $8. Okay, that's actually 12 entries in the $8. Sorry about that. So first of all, my initial take is the same as it was yesterday, in that the good cars are really the good cars. There's a huge difference between, and we're going to go over them: Briscoe, Cindric. Cindric, why was his name escape me? Gragson, and the other one is Justin Allgaier, who has a little bit of narrative associated with him today as well. So those four guys I really thought were the four best cars and drivers going into yesterday, and there's no real difference between them and between that and today as far as that assessment. Now, the one difference is, as far as starting position goes, you're getting, Cindric, who was just insane yesterday. I mean, he was. You'd have to kind of see the race to understand this, but he was basically bottled up for a good amount of the race, and you knew that once he just kind of can get that lead, it was over, and it was true. I mean, as soon as he got that lead, I mean, no one could really do anything. The only chance he had to lose was a couple of cautions that made him have to restart, because his car was light years better than everybody else. So I'd like to think it's going to be the same today. I mean, and he's starting in. Because he won, he's starting in 15th. So he's, I don't know. I mean, he's kind of a lock. I mean, I presume he's going to be just insanely popular, but I don't see I'm going to fade him. I think I'm going to have to try to get my differentiation elsewhere, I suppose. Briscoe was fine. If anything, I might end up fading him. So again, like when you do these lineups, it's really sometimes a little fishy if you just go with the field, or I shouldn't say with the field, because Briscoe's probably going to be more than 15% on. But I'm just kind of inclined to probably just fade Briscoe. So I might end up just deleting Briscoe, because you just can't have everybody. The other guy, oh boy, here's another one that's going to be really tough to fade. It's going to be Gragson, because the guys he has in front of him are so bad. I don't want to say bad. Their cars are just so much worse that he should be able, he's very likely to get to the lead in short order. And what we saw yesterday is that it is very difficult to pass people at this course. So, for example, Cindric's car was light years better than everybody's, but it took him forever to get past Gragson. And so if Gragson again can get to the front, he can just basically try to wire the field and, base and lead just a whole bunch of laps like he did yesterday. And there's more laps today, so the dominator points are even more valuable. So he's another one that's going to be tough to fade. But I'm going to try. I'm not going to play all of them. The other guys, there are two other guys who are really difficult to fade, and these are guys that are going to be starting all the way in the back, and that's going to be Brandon Jones and Daniel Hemrick. They're both in the 30s, 34 and 36. Brandon Jones is back there because he wrecked on the first lap yesterday, and it's just tough to deny their upside from there. I mean, they're both essentially, I don't say guaranteed, but they should be top 20, maybe top 15, presuming they don't wreck or something happens. And, you know, it's something could happen. I mean, back-to-back racing and back-to-back cars and more stress on the car. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's possible. But those guys are, again, going to be very, very popular plays. So if you're going to play cash, for example, I mean, you're going to play probably Cindric, Jones, Hemrick, and, you know, you could probably afford to get in one of the others, either Gragson or Briscoe, probably Gragson, and then you're going to pick some good value, some other value guys. So let me show you the guys, show you a place where I don't want to say differentiating. I'm kind of going overweight, I guess. I'm really going to be pounding Algier. And I don't think that's going to be anything that, you know, earth-shattering. I imagine a lot of people are going to play him, but can you play everybody? Is there like a nut 6-man lineup, for example? You can't play them all. And Algier is one of my favorites. He's, you know, I think a top 4 driver in car. He's not a top 4 driver in this field. He's going to be in a backup car. So it's, you know, that is what it is, but he's from the 20. So from the 20th place differential. And the reason why he's back there is there was an issue on the last lap or two where he just kind of lost all his momentum. He was a top 4 car. He was a top 4 driver all day yesterday. So, you know, I think he's kind of, I don't want to say a lock, but if he's less owned than, say, I don't know, Gragson, and he will be. I mean, I'll make sure to play more Algier than Gragson, if that makes any sense. So that's going to be one place I'm going to be taking a stand. Definitely playing a lot of him. Now, as far as these value guys, this is an interesting one. So Colby Howard, who I had a good amount of yesterday, was really, really good until he wrecked. Okay, so they didn't know whether they were going to race the car again today, but they said they were going to. And there's a little bit of narrative speak. They're claiming that, you know, they're going to take it easy with the car because they have to race next week with him. But kid's 18 years old. You know, he's not going to just sit back and do nothing. I think that from the 32 hole, I think he's got, you know, at his price, which is what, sub 5K. I mean, I'll go right back to him. The other guy who I had a lot of yesterday, which I'm going to go right back to, is Garrett Smithley. He had mechanical issues also, and I'll go right back to him. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be as highly owned as some of these other guys. And then 2 other value guys that I'm highlighting here. One is going to be Earnhardt. Now, again, I don't know how popular these guys are going to be. There's not a lot of content with all these Infinity races, so I don't know what kind of buzz they're all really getting. But I like Earnhardt a lot at 29, so he can make these other guys work. And the last guy, who has got to be the lowest owned of them all the guys I'm playing at least, is going to be Stephen Leight. Again, I had a little bit of him, and pardon my pronunciation, I had a little bit of him yesterday. And he didn't do anything, but I don't know, 5,900 at that position, just to get a little different. I think it's kind of worth it. And that's what I'm doing. 2 other guys. I'm sorry. And 2 other guys that I'm playing that I think could be kind of pivots, maybe ownership pivots. One is going to be, maybe this one isn't going to be that off the wall, but Riley, Herbst. He is not going to be as owned maybe as he could be because his starting position is a little fishy. Okay, he's in the 14, so he doesn't really have that much upside from here. But he basically just, I don't know. He looked really, really good. He's looked really good over the last couple of weeks, and If he doesn't go that highly owned because of his position, I mean, I'll take a shot. And the other one I'm going to be going after is Brandon Brown. He, again, didn't have a really good day yesterday, but, you know, he's had a decent finish a couple races back. Then he had another good finish a couple weeks before that. And he's another guy who's in the 27 hole, which is, you know, not quite as doesn't have quite the same upside as some of these guys in the 30s, obviously. But again, just to be different, just to spice it up a little bit, I'm going to be playing some of him. So that's pretty much my player pool, with the exception. Oh, I'm sorry, I had to throw one of the guy in there. I'm also playing a little bit of Ross Chastain. Again, not a big deal, just 15% again, just to get off of some of these chalk lineups, which is going to be the case. I mean, Hemrick and what's his face, Jones could be 75% owned or something like that. Cindric, I mean, how do you not play him? So you're going to have to find a way to be different somehow. And I think throwing in guys like Leight and maybe some Chastain. One guy I was gonna play that I ended up actually playing him. I just couldn't do it. Was Snyder. I did play one lineup with him, like just in case. I mean, because he's not bad, and just in case Gragson's car wasn't good, Snyder could end up leading just from the pole. It's a whole bunch of laps before the better drivers like Cindric and Briscoe and all these guys catch up to him. So it's basically one lineup just kind of pivoting off of Gragson for those dominator points. And yeah. So that's basically the whole player pool I have, the way I'm approaching it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to win tonight without sharing it with a whole bunch of people, but I'm still playing. This is, by the way, this is my current PGA sheet right now. And, give me a real quick look. This, I mean, I need, what's his name? Mike Neesmith to kind of get moving, because he's +1. He's going to need, man, it's not going to look good, man, because, and Woodland again, he stinks. You know what? He just stinks. So I was about to say I had a shot because Sunjay M basically chipped in from 20 feet to make the cut, but it's really not going to be a good week for me. The only thing I got right was when pressed at the end, Bobby asked me who I think is going to win the whole thing. I said, well, Morikawa, of course. And he's going to probably win by 7 strokes, and I'm going to lose all my lineups. But that's the way it goes. All right, so that's a NASCAR Xfinity for today. Tomorrow we're going to do both another Xfinity race, and also we're going to do MMA. So I'm looking forward to both of that. Good luck today, and hopefully I'll catch you over the weekend.